So Auntieways.
So Auntie what?
So Auntieways.
Girl.
What's the tea?
So Auntieways.
Wait, no.
So
Hold up.
Auntie
Pause.
Vaccinate this
So
pussy.
Pause. Pause.
So Auntieways.
Ah! You better vaccinate this pussy, honey.
Yeah.
For real, though. For real, though. Miss Tony, I want to ask you a question. Like Miss Booby, you are of mixed heritage, although we are all actually of mixed heritage.
Yeah.
Is that word offensive? That rhymes with
Yeah.
Tigris. Is that offensive? Let us know in the comments at some point. Let's kick this
Yeah.
episode off. This is Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
And this is Booby.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to So Auntieways. We about to go off the chain, yo. And Tony has
Yes.
answered already.
I love it.
All right. Well, then
I would rather vaccinate this tigress
honey, vaccinate
rather
this
than
tigress.
anything. Yes.
Yes.
Rather than any of that drama conflama. You know that's you've got to know your audience.
Yeah,
You know, you got to really know your audience. Yeah.
I absolutely think so. And
Yeah.
I do want to say that in last week's Edna's Edibles, which is a patrons only extra video, I did give a shout out to a book called The Other Black Girl. And I just want to give it another shout out so that everyone that watches can get into that book because it was really good. Okay, now let's kick it off with our very first segment. What are we featuring?
I know that we've discussed this between us three, but and I don't think I made it official on his So Auntieways, but I have been watching Downton Abbey for the first time ever, and gagging every night, crying every night, just gasping at this show. It's a great show, very well written, and
It's a wonderful show.
Miss Maggie, love her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The Dowager.
As Lady Grantham.
Yes. We have our own we have our own dowager here, Miss Michael.
Yes.
But I actually happen to love Downton. I've seen both of the movies.
Wow,
It's so good. Oh, actually, there's only been one movie. Actually, there's that one movie, right?
Didn't
There's only one
Sesame
movie.
Street do a character called Downtown Abbey? Downtown Abbey?
Downtown Abbey?
Is that or am I making that up in my head?
I don't know. I've heard of Downtown Julie Brown.
Do you remember that show Club MTV?
Yes.
Yes.
One time, I don't know if I've told the story. I was at Palladium, just jamming out for whatever reason, and they were having auditions for Club MTV that night, and so they picked me, and they're like, "Oh, you come into the back in an hour and audition, whatever." And in the ensuing hour, I got shit-faced. So by the time I actually got to the audition room, I was so bad. I don't remember what song they played, but I was like doing like the chicken dance and all this. Honey, if that footage ever surfaces, I'm done for.
Yeah.
But I was thin.
Don't we know people that were on YoMTV? Like, wasn't
Tony Boy,
and I think Rob Vasilarakis, possibly.
And I almost want to say Ricky. I don't
Ricky
wanna say last-
Landano.
Well, I was going to say now I got to bleep that, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. For sure, Tony Boy was on it for
Miss
years.
Tony.
Miss Tony Boy, for sure.
The artist, Miss Tony Boy. But getting back to
artist,
Downton
yes.
Abbey, yes, it is good. And I think that the hottest guy on that show is probably, who's the one that Sybil marries, Tom, that works in the garden?
Branson.
He's a chauffeur, right?
Yeah.
He was the original chauffeur.
I like him.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, honey, I got into Downton years and years ago, me and Michael. And then we moved on because I don't think you're there yet, but something bad's going to happen on like close to Christmas on one of those episodes.
A couple of fucked up things.
A couple of bad things happened that like eventually I was like, I can't with this anymore. It was just too emotionally wrenching. So we moved on to what we thought might be a little bit of a lighter fare show, which is called The Midwife. But no. Equally as dark and harsh.
Is there
but Call the Midwife is so good.
I'm having a midwife crisis. I just made that up.
Yes.
So I just want to say that viewers, there is a live audience as we are taping this because that's how we douche. And one of the people who is in the room is Miss Michael Das. And I just
Michael.
I just want to take a moment to say hello and let her know the picture that shows up whenever she calls or texts me. That's you. Hi, girl. So if y'all want to get in on this live recording action, be sure to get into our Patreon and check us out. All links in the description below. Booby, how far along in Downton Abbey are you?
I am in season 3. The
Ooh.
the last episode was Bates getting out of prison.
Master Bates?
Master Bates getting out of prison, and Tom getting caught trying to kiss the guy that was sleeping. No, Thomas.
The gay dude.
The gay dude, yeah.
The shady gay dude.
Yeah.
But you know what? The gay dude is there all the way through to the end and has a really great arc. Because he's really kind of the villain at this point. He's the villain, which really pissed me off. Like, why does the gay dude, always have to? It has to be the villain, or has to end in like the worst way possible. Well, especially like in these literary pieces,
historically accurate.
Right. But you know what? They give him his props all the way through the films. He has a really, really nice arc. There's a redemption arc for him.
Oh, good.
It's really it's going to take a little while, but like that character goes through stuff. It's a really great show.
Does he go cottaging? Does he go cottaging, which is like UK tea rooms? Like,
cottaging.
I can no longer tell reality from fantasy.
No, but I did have some guy rub himself against me on the subway one time. It was really, really packed in there, and he frotaged my butt, and I was like, dude, you better back the fuck off.
Like, how many stops did you let him do it for?
Well. No, he was gross, and plus I was 30 at the time. It was just so many years ago. But I was like, dude, you need to back the fuck off. But I will say, as a teenager, I was 15. This cute guy sat next to me, but older, maybe he was 50 at the time, and he put his jacket in between us. And I was like, what is this guy doing on the subway? I was like, why is this guy sitting right next to me? And he put his jacket, his big puppy jacket, in between us and pushed it in between the layers there. I was like, what is this queen doing? And then suddenly but he had moved his hand behind the jacket and was playing with the back of my pants. And I swear to God, I was like, oh. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. I felt is this an assault? But I'm kind of enjoying it. But la 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 la. Honey, by the time we got to 14th Street, his finger was up my ass. And I was there this.
And then after he got off the train, he was there
yes. You froze. Yeah.
You froze. What did he do?
All of that. Whatever you imagine in your head. I used to live in with Miss Shirley out in Queens, and I would take the Long Island Railroad.
And you mean Shirley Q. Murdoch, honey?
I mean, I think you just conflated Shirley Q. Liquor and Shirley Murdoch. Now I want to see Shirley Q. Liquor perform As We Lay. Somebody please make that happen. No, so I would take it to Auburndale, but there was a guy, if I got the 5:35 train, whatever, he would somehow always find me and sit across from me and get himself hard and fondle himself through his pants. And he wasn't super sexy, but it was something to do for the 25-minute train ride. Yeah. So I tolerated it.
Yeah.
I think he did pull it out a couple of times.
Really?
Anyway.
Was it choice?
So Downton Abbey, O'Brien, has she done the whole kick the bar of the soap under the tub thing yet?
Yes.
I love her. I love
Shady.
her.
This is not who you are, O'Brien.
Oh, but it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
honey.
Is. So
where's the one where the guy dies?
She might not be up to that.
Oh no, I think it's like the first or second season.
Mr. Pamuk.
Mr. Pamuk.
Where Tamuk dies in the bedroom and all the ladies of the house have to get the body out of the house.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, these bitches are fierce.
I gotta say, that's what hooked me on the show. I was like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. Like, these bitches are stanky. Rich people be stank too.
Yeah. Those sisters were so mean to each other. Who's the
unfortunate one? Edith?
Yeah. But honey, Lady Edith. Shoot.
Mama. Oh my God. Oh, also, okay,
I can't say anymore. Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Miss Matinga, before we move on to what you are featuring, I have to say it has been brought to my attention by some viewers that when you're about to spoil something,
Yeah.
Even when you say, I'm not going to spoil it, and then you do, make some kind of, it's actually been brought to my attention, make some kind of hand signal when it's
Yes.
safe for them to tune back in. Like make up something
Yeah.
like, whatever.
But
What's
like,
gonna be the-
honey, this is how I feel.
Okay, how do you
This
feel?
is, first of all, Downton, that series
No,
is
we're not talking
over.
But we're not
That
talking
series
about
is over. So if I happen to spoil something, oh well.
I'm not talking about Downton Abbey, but I'm saying it was
Yeah.
brought to my attention. It was brought to my
Yes.
attention. So just right now, live,
Yes.
make up some kind of hand gesture to signal to the audience it's safe.
Okay.
It's a
This-
spoiler-free zone.
So when I'm about to spoil something, I'm gonna be
Vogue.
like, look, y'all motherfuckers.
Is that,
Yeah.
is that
About
the
to
signal?
spoil something.
Okay.
We have
But
it.
you know what? You say that I spoil something, but I like
No,
such
darling.
minor, inconsequential spoilers.
Darling,
Yes.
I'm not saying it.
Minor.
I'm speaking on behalf of some viewers that contacted me to request a visual signal when it's safe
Yes.
to come back.
Okay.
So is it
Listen,
gonna-
I'll say, listen, I think I'm about to spoil something, which is actually what I say on dates right
No,
before I
they-
chocolate bomb.
But they,
Honey, I think I'm about to spoil something.
oh, honey, frottage. No, but they need a visual cue. So make a visual thing that it's safe for them to come back in. Is it this?
Okay. No. I'm just gonna say, listen, there may be spoilers.
No,
Okay.
honey.
There may be spoilers.
After you have potentially spoiled, what is the visual cue?
Maybe hold up a sign.
Okay. We're
Oh,
getting a
so- 'cause-
live comment. Maybe
'cause if
hold
I
up a
say-
sign.
Maybe.
Right, like a sign that says it's safe to come back into the room.
Okay, so I'll say maybe I'm about to spoil something, and then after the spoiler, I'll just do like a.
Okay, so thumbs up. A simple thumbs up is come back into the room. The
Yeah.
water is safe.
Which is strangely what that guy did to me on the train.
Oh,
That
thumbs up,
time.
darling.
I was
Um,
gagged. I was like 15 years old. I was like, I don't know what's happening
I
here.
thought you said you were 30.
No.
he was 30.
That was it. That he was close to 50. That I was 30 when the guy tried to frottage me, and I was like, "Hey, leave me alone." But I was 15 when the guy stuck his finger in my butt on a busy train, and we were both sitting. And I was like,
Ah.
I don't know what's happening here.
Well, I did have sex with a guy on the Amtrak train coming back from Bear Week in P-Town. In the bathroom,
Oh.
a hot blonde guy. He was guy number 8 out of a 7-day adventure. But moving on, Matinga, what are you featuring this week? Please tell us.
Okay, so this week, can I do two things? Just super
absolutely.
quick.
Of course, sure.
So even though last week I was like, guys, I'm so through with Drag Race. I can't.
Right.
It's overload. I'm burnt out. Yeah, I can't make it through Drag Race Holland. I can't. Even though I live, I got to take a break. But then Drag Race UK started this week. and I was like, let me just watch the first episode and take a look at it. And I was highly entertained.
Yeah.
Just absolutely highly entertained. You know what it is? It's easier to watch it because it's in English.
Yeah.
Because like having to like watch it, but then also like read the subtitles, like it was giving me agita, even though I can do it.
Right.
And I'll get back to Drag Race Holland. I actually found out who won. No spoilers here. I'm not
Oh
going
my
to say
God,
anything
no
further.
spoilers.
And then I just want to mention this real quick. This was actually mentioned to me by one of the viewers of the pod that Miss Elvira, who turned 70 this week, also came out as bi, and she's been in a committed relationship with a woman for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And like I didn't come to this conclusion. I read this, but I was like, yeah. And I read this article that was like, but like, didn't we all kind of feel it in our hearts that not only was she an ally, but there was something on the LGBTQ spectrum about her? And as y'all two know, my dear friend Donna, Miss Donna Marie, who I love so much, like Elvira means the world to her.
Mhm.
And Donna is a stunning beauty in the very same hard rock vein as Elvira. And we had a nice little connection about that this week. And I just want to shout out Miss Cassandra Peterson, 19 years, Richard Haney says, 19-year relationship, that, be happy, welcome to the party. We love you. You could have told us years ago. And I think it's fabulous. I mean, listen, Elvira is an icon, and now she's a gay icon.
I think that's an excellent choice. I love Elvira.
I love Elvira.
I've always felt like she was family anyway.
Anyway,
You know, like
yeah,
oh,
Auntieways.
She was family.
Auntieways.
I love her. Good for her.
Yeah,
Congratulations. By the way, I don't know how old she is, 70 or something. She looks
about
amazing.
70. It's
She's
amazing.
gorgeous. Were you with
Yeah.
me when we went to see that Peaches Christ movie that she's
Yes.
in? And she was
Yes.
there, and I think Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah.
Oh, it was super fun.
That was a
Yeah.
cute film too. That was at unfortunately that place is gone. That was at Sunshine.
Oh, right.
And what a great movie theater, that
And
independent movie house.
Mink Stole, right?
Mink Stole, Peaches
Word.
Christ, a bunch of them. That movie was so cute too. A little independent horror
Fantastic.
film, comedy
Fantastic.
horror film that never went anywhere. But
Right.
like that, you miss
Fantastic.
Peaches Christ be doing stuff like
She'd
that.
be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
honey,
So
those
we're-
San Francisco drag queens are fierce.
Elvira's a great choice. And also, I did also watch Drag Race UK, the first episode, which came out last week. I super
Yes.
enjoyed it, also because I speak English and no other language really. And
Yeah.
I think the queens are really entertaining. I already have my favorites. I
Yup.
already have a couple that I'm not so into. I'm enjoying it. Yes, I'm also on Drag Race Overload,
Yes.
but I'm into it. I'm into it. Yeah,
Word.
Miss Booby, you watched it?
Yes, I did. Loved
No.
it.
Any favorite
Yes.
queens?
Because we watched Holland, the finale of Holland. I can't remember who is my favorite, but I did.
I like Ella Day.
I love a day, cute
I
as a
like
boy,
everything.
Adorable as a boy.
adorable
glad
as a boy.
I'm glad
I-
that Veronica Green is back.
Yeah.
Yes, go for
Um,
yours, girl. Yes,
I'm surprised there's really only one queen of color.
Milan.
Right.
And I thought she was cute. Like,
Vanity Milan?
is it Vanity Milan? That's
Something?
what I was gonna say.
I think so. But I
Because,
love
yeah.
I love the queen from Spain.
Choriza
Yes.
May. Choriza May.
Teresa May. She's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Hilarious.
But all her,
Hysterical.
like everything she is wearing, from her boy drag jacket to that beautiful hand painted dress that she wore in the runway, she is the designer and she hand paints those dresses.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's really,
I
really
like her.
talented. Yeah.
I think she's really
Yeah.
fun.
She's
So
a
it is-
goof.
It is safe to come back in the room now. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Matinka, thumbs up. It is
Thumbs
safe to come
up.
back in the room. Okay. What I am featuring this week is some music. I'm featuring some music. We'll get to the comments later, Matinga. I see you looking.
Oh yeah, and I get distracted by the comments. I'm gonna look at the comments later.
We'll get to them, darling. Because you know
Yeah.
the patrons are in the room. So join our Patreon to be part of this live magic. So what I'm feeling is some new music, and I have two that come to mind. I'm feeling the new album from Lorde called Solar Power.
Yes.
I really like it. I think it's
Yeah.
fresh. It has like sort of a free, fun California vibe. I like it, and I'm impressed with her songwriting more so than I was initially. I'm really enjoying Lorde, Solar Power, and I'm also into Halsey. If I can't have love, I want power.
Huh.
And it was produced by the dudes from Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor and
Reznor.
Atticus Ross.
Is Halsey the one
It's
that
fab, yo.
that her kid calls her Halsey, not mom? Is that the one? Like this?
Well, I think if your name was Jennifer and your kid called you Halsey, there'd be some issues.
There's one of these girl singers out there that's like, oh no, I don't let my kid call me mom. She calls me my my Christian name. I think it's
don't
Halsey.
know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but the album or whatever they call it now, CD, whatever they call it, project, it's dope. It's really, really good. It has like a rough sound. It has intricate melodies. It has great vocals. I'm really into it. So that's Lorde, Solar Power, and Halsey, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. I just realized they both have the word power in them. What's happening?
Yes, yeah, and I think now it's digital download. Is
But
what it is.
What if you get all of them at once?
It's
Digital
still a digital
downloads.
digital downloads.
Oh, the kids today, I can't keep up. So let's move on to our next segment where we're going to talk about our crushes. Who we
Yeah.
are feeling.
Sure.
Go for
There
it,
is a
boo.
TV show called Vikings,
I love it already.
and the head Viking's name is his character's name is Ragnar. He actually
Ragnar.
is gorgeous. His name is Travis Fimmel. He was the lead in Warcraft. I'll pull up. his
What is
picture.
Warcraft? I thought that was a video
Warcraft is a video game, but they made a movie out of it. Oops,
game. Okay.
sorry.
I'm looking real shiny.
Share screen.
Share screen.
Share
screen. Wow.
Share.
Wagon wheel Watusi. Ooh. Oh yes.
Is he
let's
not
take a look at him.
gorgeous?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh, she's very.
wow.
He's a Viking, all right.
He's giving
Yeah,
it to you
that's-
on every level.
Look
Yeah,
at him
she's
here.
Viking down, honey.
Oh, bring it. Oh shit, he's moving. It's like animated.
And he does a threesome with a guy. It's so hot in the show.
Oh wow. He's really, really sexy. Wow. Yum. Love it. Ooh, that's a good one. Tell me his name again.
Travis Fimmel. F as in Frank, I, double M as in Mary, E-L.
I didn't need the whole, deep dive there, but okay.
Yeah, just in case you really want to know.
Travis Fimmel, emphasis on femme. L. All right, Matinga, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, girl. Who you got? Who you
so-
crushing on?
So look at this beautiful strapping man. This is William Billy Haynes, and he was a famous actor in the late 20s and through the 30s. But then Louis B. Mayer found out that he was homosexual. He was good friends all his life with Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
Found out he was homosexual, and he was with the same guy for like over 40 years. A gentleman named Jimmy Shields. And Louis B. Mayer,
Shields and Yarnell.
exactly. And Louis B. Mayer said, "Listen, it's getting around town that you're a big homo. I'm going to cancel your contract. You got to leave this guy. We're going to set you up in a fake marriage," which they did often in that time. And this man had the intestinal fortitude in the
I bet he had
late
intestinal fortitude.
in the late 30s to say, "No, I love who I love. This is who I am. Fuck my contract." He left the studio, and he became one of the most prolific and talented interior designers of the golden age of Hollywood. And this man did the homes of everybody from business tycoons to major movie stars until his death in 1973. He was in a committed relationship with this guy that entire time. He was best friends with Joan Crawford. He gave up a pretty sterling movie career to be with the man he loved. Consequences be damned.
Okay.
And he made a life for both of them. They were talented. They lived unabashedly. And I just think that he is such an example of just real strength in the face of real adversity. Remember, at this time, the act of sex between men and men was illegal, and he was a gorgeous gentleman as well. So I just want to shout out LGBTQ icon William Billy Haynes.
Comment and question. Comment.
Yes.
Now, is this on your mind because you're reading that Joan Crawford bio?
I am reading that Joan Crawford bio. Did I stop sharing?
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
She really boosted him and his career as a designer.
She did. She
really
was
helped
come
him
to
out.
my house. She did, and they were close friends. In fact, I mean, I have another picture of them together, just holding each other, where he looks so
Throw it
handsome.
in later, yeah.
And he did, like, he had his hands in everything from interior
bet.
design to set design, and like, so he was quite important.
Yes, that's a good one. Very good. I'm loving your choices today, Matinga.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, not your choice to be, tardy, but so
Honey,
my crush.
Not
this
my
week-
choice to sell that baby.
Oh, honey. Oh, before I get to my crush, girl, let's see that shirt you're wearing.
Oh, so I love my shirt. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love Janet Jackson. Miss Janet, hashtag justice for Janet. I love Miss Janet. I've loved her my whole life, from when she was Penny on Good Times through her entire musical career. And this gift was from Miss Shadiamond over here for my birthday, which was just recently, where I turned a lovely and stunning. But thank you for my t-shirt. I love it.
You're welcome, you haggard old ancient thing.
Yes.
Okay, so my crush this week is, I'm going to go back a little bit, Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay.
And
So
I'm talking
cute.
about like 1980s Huey Lewis.
Yeah, cute.
So sexy. Do you remember that song, I Want a New Drug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that in the Reagan Just Say No 80s, what a bold choice of him. Don't you think? Huey Lewis.
It's Huey Lewis.
Oh,
He
Oh, look at
fine.
that cute.
He is fine.
Cute.
that's
You know,
cleft.
in the movie and in the book American Psycho, the killer does this hilarious but really detailed breakdown of what makes Huey Lewis and the News an interesting band.
What movie is this?
American Psycho.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and in the book as well, he goes on this like kind of tangent about like this is why Huey Lewis and the News are fierce.
Oh,
Also, Huey Lewis was much later, much later, was in a film called Duets with Gwyneth Paltrow.
yes.
Which I happen to love. Like that's a
You know
cute
much
movie.
more about this man than I do. I just think he's
cute
hot.
movie. It was cute, and actually, that's the first time I ever heard Gwyneth sing, and I was like, "Oh shit, the blonde can sing."
Yeah.
I get.
Yeah.
And Gwyneth too.
Trust.
Yeah, I can't take her, but I would take him, all of him, and I'm talking raw, honey. He could raw dog this, honey. He want a new drug. How about my punani?
Right.
Nobody
My little
wants that.
pony.
My little
My little
poonie.
pony. honey, we need 3 little ponies over here. 3 new
Oh my
little
God.
ponies.
Friendship is magic. It's true. Let me show one more picture of him because he's just so cute. Look at those eyes and those thick
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Looking a
delicious.
little coked out there. A little bit
That's why he
coked.
needed a new drug. Well, it was the 80s, darling.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 80s, I think it's time for the segment we like to call Just the Facts.
Yeah.
Remember that episode of Facts of Life when Mrs. Garrett got caught stealing?
Yeah.
That's the facts. Did we skip over somebody? I feel like we might have skipped over somebody. No?
No.
No, you were into
Okay.
the old flaming homosexual
Queen.
designer.
Yeah.
Ruby, you were into the Viking that was getting in and out of a hot tub.
Right.
And I was into Huey Lewis.
Right.
Oh, okay. Fabulous.
Yeah. We didn't skip anything, honey. We're on track, bitch. And not only that, we on point.
Blah.
Blah. Okay, so we are covering an episode of The Facts of Life, which is the classic 1980s sitcom. And today we're doing season 3's episode called Starstruck.
Yeah, season 3, episode 15, I think.
Episode 15, we'll go with that because I don't know. Who'd like to give a brief synopsis of what this is? I will. Tootie has a fucking meltdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
All right. So what is this episode about? Who would like to kick that off?
Booby?
Well, it starts off with Tootie and a whole bunch of girls, young girls, together for an official Jermaine Jackson fan club meeting.
Yes.
And I mean, Jermaine Jackson,
Yeah.
Jermaine Jackson.
but he was hot at that time period.
Yeah.
No, he was
Yeah.
looking good.
Let's get serious.
Let's get serious.
But how hot was the career?
Not at all. Well,
It-
that was a hit song.
That was a
Minor,
hit song.
minor.
And
'Cause
why did you
Do
what
do
you
what
do,
you
what
did
you
when you
did,
did what
what
you
you
did to me.
How fast can you sing that?
Why don't you do what you did when you did it
I love Charo's version.
to me?
To me.
to me?
So there they are. Tootie's the
So he
president
had,
of
he
the
had
fan
so
club.
basically he had 3 songs, Jermaine. He had Let's Get Serious, that Why Don't You song, and then there was a song something about like last night, da 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 da, by candlelight, da 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 da, doing it right, and it was like in a prison yard.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
And actually,
okay.
the lady from Reform School Girls, the heavy set one,
Pat
is
asked?
is the matron.
Dynamite is the name of the song.
Dynamite is the matron in that song as well.
It's Dynamite.
Work. So I guess
Yeah.
Jermaine Jackson was a fan of Reform School Girls.
He must have been because it's totally taken from that.
Wow. So there she is with her fan club. She's the president, and it's
Yeah.
every black girl on the Eastland campus.
In Eastern Campus.
Okay.
And the one token white girl that's into R&B.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's 2 of
Yeah.
them. But notice that only the white girls get to wear jackets. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
I was not happy with that.
And
Anyway.
and none of them could sing, by the way, because they break into Sirius and they're
Right.
just like, it's so white. It's like, oh, girls.
Let's get serious. Let's get serious. Let's get serious and fall in love.
And they're like really into it. And there's a concert in the city that night, but they're not going to go because they're underage and they're in peak skill and all this. But they're going to
And
bake them a
there's
cake.
something happening already. Some
Yes.
sort of thing that Joe is handling.
Right.
like a
school
benefit.
function, a benefit, or
A women's only event with
Right.
Holly Near as the headliner. Yes.
Yes, it's going to be Holly Near,
with
Yeah.
Jerry,
the Indigo Girls,
The Indigo Girls, right?
Jerry Jewel.
Yeah.
Jerry Jewel.
Yeah.
And in spirit, Ani DeFranco. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's it's not Lilith Fair. It's like
Lola Palooza.
Is it
Lollapalooza
Blair?
Fair.
Lilith Blair.
Yeah. So I do want to say that she guest starred so much on this show, but it's always lovely to see Jerry Jewel, always funny and fresh and interesting on that show, and she's telling her bad jokes,
Oh, terrible jokes.
just terrible jokes,
They're like
and
dad jokes.
so
like
so
Borscht Belt level, horrible.
bad.
Yeah.
One of them was, oh yeah, I had a stalker once who would follow me from city to city and ask me questions and want stuff from
Send me
me
flowers.
and send me flowers. And finally I was like, Mom.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. But so while Tootie is, cooking up all these things to get into Jermaine and
feeling herself.
bake him a cake and all
Yeah.
this, Joe
Creating a
is-
head.
Oh, she's making a
Yes.
paper mache bust of him.
Like a
Right.
decoupage head.
It's
of
paper
him.
mache. Paper mache.
Is it paper mache?
Yeah.
It's
And
terrible.
It looks terrible. By the way, when Natalie touches it and the nose comes off, I did laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Good.
So Joe is organizing this fair, which is a scholarship thing for some poor girl
Like herself.
like herself. And
Right.
Yeah.
Tootie's supposed to be making the scarves, which are the hottest attraction at the fair. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how whack is this fair that the scarves are the hot attraction?
Right.
Yeah. And she's supposed to make 24, but she is so caught up in being the president, and she's kind of a little bit drunk on the power of being the president of the Peekskill fan club of Jermaine Jackson, while also at the same time she has taken ownership of, she's a friend of Jermaine Jackson because he has written her a letter specifically to her, and she's kind of she's stank and feeling herself.
Yes, but at this point, she's still within the realm of human.
Basically, yes.
But so these two events collide because Joe is getting pissy that Tootie hasn't done the scarves, Mrs. Garrett hasn't frosted the fruit bars,
yeah,
and basically just people are just disappointing her.
yes.
And then the phone rings. Oh, and Natalie has some kind of really sexy description of the cookies or something.
Titillating, tantalizing.
Yeah,
A tantalizing, titillating treat of daring and delectable delights. Now, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. If you're selling cookies at the Pussycat Theater.
and I gotta say that if this benefit to pay for this girl's tuition for the next year is going to consist of these non-existent scarves, 24 fruit bars, a couple tired ass wind chimes,
And
this-
Jerry Jewel.
and Jerry Joe, this bitch ain't going to
Yeah.
Eastland School for Girls.
Yeah, tuition better be like $12.
Yeah, because she ain't doing it.
She ain't doing it. But
Yeah.
so then the phone rings, and it is a representative of Jermaine Jackson's team
Right.
inviting Tootie to come to the concert that night in New York City, which, by the way, seems very last minute to me.
It's so last
And-
minute. Yeah.
Mrs. Garrett's like, "Nah, you ain't going nowhere." And
Nowhere.
Tootie has a meltdown.
I'm going.
Tootie, you're not being reasonable.
But a
Never
seri-
saw anything like that with
Yeah,
Tootie.
like it was a serious meltdown. Like I was taken aback at how overwrought she was. But I will say that Kim Fields really sold it, like that
Yeah.
desperation. That like, listen,
fanatic.
that fanatic. Like I'm getting there. I'm getting
Right.
there with
I'm
you,
going.
or I'm
Oh,
getting there
without you.
without you. Yeah.
Why won't you let me go? Don't you have any feelings?
Tootie.
Jermaine wants me there tonight, and I'm gonna be there.
Right.
But you know what? The second she gets invited to this event, fuck the benefit that she promised to help out with her friends who had already had a blow up with Joe about this because she did not, didn't bother to make the scarves because
Which-
she was doing this ugly paper mache head of Jermaine
And
Jackson, like
the scarves are the linchpin, honey.
of this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then she's like, she tries to make up and say, listen, I'll do anything. I'll make it up to you. But then she gets this call and she's like, oh, no, I'm going to Jermaine Jackson. I would have been over it, too. And I think that Mrs. Garrett saying, no, you're not going was the right choice.
When Tootie started flipping out, did you expect Mrs. Garrett to haul up and slap her?
I think it would have helped.
Right?
I think it might have helped.
I don't think Mrs. Garrett handled this right. So
Not at
ultimately-
all.
Well, because
No.
Tootie's like, "Oh, honey, I'll get there. I'll hitchhike, bitch. I'll suck dick down I-95. I'm gonna go to that concert." And Mrs. Garrett's like, "All right, let's go."
I'll go with you.
And the other girls are not happy about it.
Well, you know what? I think Mrs. Garrett actually she gets frightened by Tootie's reaction because it is so over the top,
Yeah.
and it is so kind of heartbroken that like she's like, you know what? It may be better just to take her because like it was such an over the top reaction. But the other three girls who didn't see this display are like, "Are you serious?
Right.
You gave in to
Are you
her?
serious?
Are you serious? Cause you on drugs."
That Boniva's doing something to her.
I'm telling you, she's snorting that Boniva.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, all I had to do was throw a tantrum to get what I want," you know. But she's like, "No, you know." She was like really off the chain. It wasn't our Tootie. She was
Yeah.
like having just a breakdown. So they go. And by the way, we never see any of the fair.
Nope.
We
Nothing.
never see any of Jerry Jules' killer set, and
Yeah.
we never see any scarves. But we do see a bunch of teenagers trying to get into Jermaine's dressing room after the show.
And just one little thing. So there is this beautiful little boy that they get into an interaction with twice. First, Tootie speaks to him, and then Miss Garrett speaks to him.
With the
And
brows.
Yes, and he is this African American boy who's clearly also has some Asian ancestry to him. First of all, he's absolutely beautiful, and that boy
He was in the Matrix.
was in the Matrix. Grows up to be in the freaking Matrix. Yes, yes.
That was
and
Lawrence Fishburne.
and I
bragging.
think it might be Ray Dawn Chong's brother. I'm not
Could be.
sure, but I think it might be.
Oh,
But the
interesting.
boy's so cute. Yeah.
Is he the one that says "whatever turns you on, lady"?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it him? Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Cute.
Yes.
Cute little kid.
So they're all trying to scramble to get into the dressing room. The security guard is not having it, but it's like a real madhouse. And Tootie has her gift wrapped box with this paper mache head, and she's trying to get in. And somehow she gets in. How does she get in?
I don't know how she gets in.
Oh, someone took the bouncer's hat and threw it, and
Right.
distracted him.
And he went after it.
She would never get in.
So she gets into the most boring after party
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
A bunch of people standing around. There's no carousing. There's no groupies.
No drugs.
Nobody's getting
Yeah.
serious.
Jermaine is super low key.
All
like
right, let's get into Jermaine Jackson. Terrible actor.
terrible actor. He's playing it-
Terrible.
he's playing it like an accountant. It's all very monotone. I will say he's wearing a top to bottom powder
Unitard.
blue sequined unitard.
I love it.
And he's killing in it.
He
He's
looked
killing
great.
in it. Yeah, he looked great.
He looked
And but there's no highs, there's no lows to the performance. It's very just like kind of something he memorized.
well, because
and
you know that Joe Jackson was right off camera, like, "You better get those lines right, or I'm gonna beat you."
Right.
Again.
Papa
Again.
Joe. I thought you
Papa
meant this.
Joe.
I thought you meant the singer Joe Jackson. I was like, that don't sound cool.
Well, you know
This-
the industry, darling.
Yeah.
You know oh, but before we even get to see Jermaine, so Tootie gets in and immediately violence erupts. They take the box away from her, and some big Italian goomba gets her in a headlock.
Headlock.
Yeah, a rough headlock.
And I was like, "Oh, honey, yes." I mean, I was like, "That seems
Yeah,
like
That's
overkill."
shady.
But he could
Yeah.
get me in a headlock. Sal, I think his name was, with those tight
Yes.
pants. I mean, that hair trigger temper.
Yeah.
Sal.
And Jermaine lets it go on a little too long. Like
He's
eventually he
he said,
intercedes.
Peter.
Eventually he intercedes, but it goes on, and she's like, "You're hurting me, you're hurting me." But finally he turns around and he's like, "Hi, hey man, let her go."
Let her go, man. Yeah, Perret. No,
Yeah.
He's on lithium or something.
Yeah, it's like, honey,
Yeah,
because
it
even
ain't-
like Michael was a terrible actor as well, but Michael at least like gave me something in Captain EO.
Right.
Right. Captain
know?
EO, that's your reference?
Or
Not even
Thriller.
Wiz?
He didn't do very many movies, honey.
Yeah.
The Wiz.
The Wiz. He's
bitch.
good in The Wiz. He's good in The Wiz.
He is.
He
good in
actually
The Wiz.
is.
He
Yeah.
can't win. So they take her present away. Jermaine sits with her on the couch and has the most dead-eyed conversation with
Yeah.
this girl.
Oh,
Very low key.
Like, I don't even remember what they discussed, but I know that Kim Fields was probably thinking, God damn, they couldn't
and there
even
were
get-
some
they couldn't
uncomfortable
get Reeves.
lulls in the conversation. Like,
Yeah.
they would be like quiet, and it was like, is somebody forgetting their line, Jermaine?
Right.
Yeah.
Jermaine.
But somebody called, and they left me tickets.
I really don't get involved in that end of things, Tootie. I'm kind of busy just doing my music.
Or
Right.
maybe, but then also, like, he is being kind to her,
Yeah.
and sort of like letting her know in a nice way that, honey, I don't know who you are.
Right.
I'm super busy. My
Right.
management sends these letters, but he's trying to be nice about it. But the fact that he can't act and he's just saying the lines is so disappointing that you can actually see the actress and the character just shrinking away from him.
Yeah.
And
It's like-
kind of like,
I had a hissy fit for this. I could have been
for
making
this,
scarves.
honey, this dude is more of a chick than me.
I could have been making scarves for some poor bitch to go to Eastland.
Exactly. And she's just more and more dejected.
Yeah.
And
then
so am I.
they bring out her paper mache head and it's been ruined,
Yeah.
Soaked in the tub.
soaked in the tub. Honey, backstage at the tubs.
Backstage at the tubs, honey.
Girl. And ultimately, Tootie overhears the manager inviting some other girl from some other fan club
With the
with
same
the same
shit.
exact speech. And she
Yeah.
realizes, I ain't shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I am
Ain't nothing
fucking
special about you.
Ain't nothing special. And so she leaves, and Mrs. Garrett is waiting for her and thinks it's wonderful that she gets to talk to Jermaine. And Tootie's kind of depressed.
Yeah. And her fandom is clearly sort of broken. She doesn't feel so special. And clearly this made her feel special.
Right.
And she suddenly realized that she wasn't special to him, at least. Tootie's quite special, but that she wasn't special to him.
Did you give him his present?
He said thank you.
But I have to say, like, it was such a downbeat ending to one of the most mediocre guest starring appearances on a sitcom that I've
Right.
ever seen. Like, at the end of the show, like, they break into, you're and I was like, I felt like I've been lobotomized. I was
Exactly.
like, wow, that was a downer.
Well,
Yeah.
in their defense, she did learn a fact of life.
She did.
Yeah. That show business is business. And also that
Business.
he's pretty much mediocre Jackson.
Tired.
He was tired. Now, do you think that they got him because they could never get Miss Michael?
Or Janet.
Or
Well, they
Janet?
had Janet. Oh no, that's different strokes.
That was different strokes.
Well, now let's really get into it. Kim Fields' mother,
Tootie
Chip
Fields.
Fields,
Chip Fields,
Pla-
sorry.
played. Did you say Toadie Fields?
Yes.
Chip. So Kim Fields' mom, Chip Fields, played Janet Jackson's mom on Good Times, and
she was
Janet
what?
Jackson is Jermaine's sister in reality.
Yeah. That's 6 degrees of crazy.
Of Kevin Bacon.
It's Kevin
Yes.
Bacon, darling. It's the circle of life, darling. It's
She plays the
circle of life.
The abusive mom of Penny on Good Times, and she gives such menace on that show. Like, I was afraid of that lady.
Yeah.
And her iron.
Yeah, and that iron.
Yeah, yeah. So I also realized that I am sort of thematically consistent this week because everything I've talked about is music. The two things I like were music. Huey Lewis was my crush, and then we did a musical episode of The Facts of Life.
That's true.
Jermaine couldn't do like a minute and a half number, like, because let's have him do the thing that he actually does well.
Right,
Like, don't have him talk.
right.
Just have him
No.
sing. You
Yeah.
know.
Like
For
For
Elder
Christ's sakes,
Barnesville.
for Christ's, Stacey Q did Two of Hearts on the show.
And we're gonna get to it.
Yeah.
So we had a comedian who told no jokes, a singer who sang no songs, and a fair that had no scarves. And there you have Starstruck from season 3 of The Facts of Life.
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
I mean, I thought it would be a funny one to do just because of Jermaine, but it was not.
Honey, he was not germane to the topic.
It was not germane
He
to the
was not.
topic. Now, that's the kind of content you can only get here on So Auntieways. Now, in the description below will be links to our new Redbubble merch shop, our Patreon, our Instagrams, and all of that.
But please take a moment now, not, of course, the patrons who have already done this, but if you happen to be watching the show, please take a moment now to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon on the side as well so that you will be notified each and every time we put out a new piece of material. It really helps the metric here so that we can reach more voices. And so if you could take a moment now and do that, we would be oh so grateful.
Hit it like Mrs. Garrett should have hit Tootie.
Auntieways.
Dreamy.
Auntieways.